with your connections, you must have some sort of few degrees of separation from Scorsese.
Uh, I was once sat next to him actually,
Did you?
and I was such a gushing fan. He was absolutely, and I'm 6'3" and he isn't.
Right.
Um, uh, my wife and I went to the premiere of. It's a long story. It's not a long story. A premiere of, was it Tomorrow Never Dies? Was no, what was Goldeneye? Was it Goldeneye? Was that the first Pierce Brosnan
Yes. Yeah.
Bond?
Yep.
And because my wife used to work for an agent called Rebecca Blonde, and Rebecca Blonde used to look after Mr. Desmond Llewellyn, who was Q
Yep.
in. And she'd been to the one in New York and Los Angeles and said, I don't want to go to the London one. Do you guys want to go? And we went, yeah, not off. And
If you insist.
if you insist. And I just, it's absolute ball. And we literally walked in, and Martin Scorsese was sitting at a table eating on his own. And people were going, but no people nudging because it's Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
And I went, come on, love. we, you know, excuse me, could you mind budging up? And I literally sat there for a good 5 minutes. You enjoy the film, yada, 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 yada. And I went, I'm really sorry, but what is the point in me even going on about a Bond film? I said, so, and we talked for about an hour and a half,
Did
and
you?
he was, and his knowledge of film, Jesus, I was racking my brains at some point, and thank God in my dad's education of silent films, he went, you've heard of Irish, and he just, we started talking about Keaton and about Chaplin and about how he basically invented screen acting in many respects because he
Yep.
was much more naturalistic. He was fantastic, and then we got sort of dragged away, and that
James, you should
was that.
definitely like write an email to him
I said, do
saying,
you remember?
no, no, just saying, you probably won't remember, but this happened, blah, blah, blah. And I would give my hind teeth to come and sit in your editing session one day.
Yeah, maybe I should. Actually, maybe
What's
that's
the
what I should do.
worst that's
Yeah,
gonna
what's the worst
happen?
going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It is
He'll
true. Yeah,
totally ignore it and you'll never hear from him again. Or he might go, "Do
yeah. Go
you
on
know
then.
what, James? Yeah, why not?"
Well, yeah, he was extraordinary. He couldn't talk about anything else but movies, though. That was
Yeah.
it. That was his. Couldn't talk about food. We talked about nothing. Couldn't, and I was fine talking about films for hours. But
But I
he
guess you
didn't.
don't make the movies he's made without that passion and that
Oh,
just
extraordinary.
die hard kind of.
Yeah, and he's, you see him on interviews, and again he talks about the collaboration of it, and how they work and how it doesn't work, and how he's continually still learning,
Yeah.
from his DOPs and his, and but it's that they are quite extraordinary. Those guys who've still got that passion for it are the ones that I love. I love those. Spielberg, I think, still has it. I think
Yeah.
Spielberg still loves it. I think Cruise just loves it, doesn't he? He just
Mm.
loves movies. You know.
I know it's not really trendy to like Tom Cruise, but I'm a huge fan.
No, I know, but I don't. No, it isn't. But and he runs, and he's very funny about the running, because we
Yeah.
used to be Tom Cruise running, um, and he's now become a thing. If he's always running in a film,
Yeah.
there's the runs coming up. The runs definitely coming. He's running.
He's like nearly 60 or something, I think, Tom
Yeah, I know
Cruise,
he
isn't
is.
he? Yeah.
Yeah, and all those stunts
He's still
he
jumping
does.
off helicopters and buildings and all
Oh,
sorts.
oh! I immediately turned around and went, "Oh, that's all green screen." I wish people wouldn't really believe all this thing until I saw the behind the scenes and went,
Yeah, yeah.
"No shit, he really
Well, he
is
broke
hanging
his
off the."
ankle, didn't he? Jumping
Yeah,
off, I think it was
and
off
carried on.
Charing Cross Station or somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, he jumped over, but he still carried on. He carried on to complete the shot and left camera.
He's a professional.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Tom?
I mean, I am going to move on purely because
Yeah,
of time
go.
and purely because I could
Hurry.
talk about Tom Cruise movies and Scorsese movies for the next
Oh
5
God,
hours.